Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. There are a bunch of updates for today, so let's get right into it. The first topic is going to be about Sony Marvel. It's coming from the hashtag show. It's an exclusive. I want to put like a little asterisk that this could just be a rumor, but he's saying that there's a Black Cat origin film is back in development at Sony. Remember when they had Black Cat and Silver Sable? They were going to do that movie, and then that kind of just dropped off. Well, now they're saying that there's a new script that is being developed at Sony, and they really want to make the Black Cat film, which kind of makes sense because you're having all these non-Spider-Man characters that are having their own movies, Morbius, Venom 2, and now Black Cat could be definitely down the line. And there's also even talk in this article that Felicity Jones may actually reprise her role as to be Black Cat in a future film. If you remember, Felicity Jones was that character in Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, so they're talking that that could be a possibility down the line, so that'd be great to see her actually become Black Cat in a future origin film. It also makes sense because if No Way Home could actually potentially bring back Andrew Garfield and all these other characters from the other Spider-Man universe, and maybe spin off that, right? I mean, if Tom Holland is the Spider-Man for the Disney Marvel, they could potentially bring in Andrew Garfield to continue on as Spider-Man in their own Sony, because I can't see Tom Holland fighting, Venom. Like I don't know. I just maybe he can, but like it feels more fitting for Andrew Garfield to fight that Venom, but I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see what comes with Spider-Man No Way Home. All right, let's move on. Godzilla vs. Kong time, Monsterverse talk. This concept art for Godzilla vs. Kong shows that in these ancient cave paintings that Godzilla, Kong's ancestors, and humans fought alongside each other to face a bigger threat that came from the sky. Perhaps this is foreshadowing of something to come in the Monsterverse. And so, there was not too much depth, and at least I don't see, in Godzilla vs. Kong, because they kind of made it smaller and make it shorter, make it more about Godzilla just fighting Kong and nothing really else. And so I really wanted a bigger story, I just really did. And I'm wondering if they really was. They would have to play it off to like having some future sequels and more than just Son of Kong, because there's that Hollow Earth. But I think the next evolution of the Monsterverse would have been aliens, right? Because King Ghidorah, it came from... They said that monster didn't come from the Hollow Earth. That didn't come from Earth. That came from space. And so it makes sense in terms of canon as well, except for GMK. I know GMK, Ghidorah was a guardian of Earth. But in the sense of this other canon, in this canon at least, there's aliens. There's possibly alien monsters and things like that. So for having Godzilla and Kongs here, the giant apes here, and the humans fighting some... alien species that are trying to take over the Earth would be, I think, the next evolution in this. An actual King of all monsters, all monsters attack, Final Wars type event level would be a pretty cool movie to come at the end of this cinematic universe. All right, let's talk about Sucker Punch. This is coming from Dave Avery. He pulled a clip out from his Army of the Dead watch party and had Zack on. They got to talk a little bit about Sucker Punch. So let's see what he had to say.
No, I don't know if it's possible, but it's not outrageous to say that like a third party, i.e. Netflix or some other entity, would fund the director's cut.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know.
So what he's suggesting is that, if Warner Bros. Doesn't want to fund Sucker Punch, a third party like Netflix could actually, or some other entity, would fund the director's cut of Sucker Punch. And I thought that was interesting. So I think Warner Bros. Would still be the one to pull the trigger. But it kind of reminds me of like a Joker situation where, Toby Emmerich didn't want to pull the trigger on Joker because he's like, I'm not going to put all that money into it. I'm going to sell off parts of it to see if other companies will chip in to pay for this relatively small thing. So if that may be the case, it's like, well, if you really want to do that and Netflix like, yeah, I'm all in on Zack Snyder, how about we pay a little bit more and let's put it on Netflix, for that. And I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be great to get it all on Netflix and have Netflix deal with Zack Snyder. Obviously, Zack probably doesn't want to work with his current Warner Brothers and vice versa. So have Netflix do the deal with that type of thing and, put in money towards the real director's cut of Sucker Punch. And I'm going to get into another thing that they could possibly fund towards the end of this video. Well, let's get into DC. In a new interview, producer Reginald Hudlin talks about the script for the Static Shock movie. This is coming from DC Versal. Thank you, DC Versal. I can say the script for the Super Shock movie, or Static Shock movie, rather, is well underway and is very exciting. Randy McKinnon writes the script and Michael B. Jordan produces. So it remains to be seen if Michael Jordan is going to be part like one of the cast members of the movie. He may, though I think there were movies that he wasn't, but I think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be Static Shock, but it's great to see that there's a script underway. They're still working on it. Hopefully it gets to the point where it's actually green lit, I think, and actually shooting, because Warner Brothers DC, there's a lot of movies that just in the writing process and development and never get shot, like, I don't know, New Gods and The Trench, so hopefully this doesn't turn out like those two movies. All right, so McFarlane Toys' official collectibles line from the Suicide Squad was released, or at least announced by Todd McFarlane himself, and people were checking it out. And I thought I was looking at this, and it was kind of interesting, the way Peacemaker is holding it. Like, Peacemaker doesn't have a gun; he's holding a sword, and obviously he could have got the sword from anywhere within the story. Bloodsport looks awesome as well, but I'm wondering, is that like Wonder Woman's sword? I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it looks like Wonder Woman's sword, and I'm wondering if James Gunn would actually be referencing Wonder Woman within the Suicide Squad, as well as how Superman is being referenced for Bloodsport. And if you didn't know, Bloodsport got taken in, and James Gunn confirmed this, that Bloodsport is taken in by or taken down by Superman. That's why he ends up in prison. So there is a reference to that. Will we get to see Superman in the Suicide Squad, or at least a tease, like a red cape or something? I don't know. But that would be cool to see, because it would just make it part of the DC world rather than its kind of own thing that I think James Gunn wanted to do. But what about Wonder Woman? Did Wonder Woman take down the Peacemaker? I thought Wonder Woman took down somebody. I don't know who. But if he took down Peacemaker, why would he have his sword now? I don't understand. But maybe a reference to Wonder Woman would be with that sword. And maybe it's just a toy, and it doesn't, there's nothing like that whatsoever. But I thought that was kind of interesting to see that, especially with the Wonder Woman story that came out today. But since we're talking about Suicide Squad, Joel Kinnaman actually talks a little bit about the Ayer Cut of Suicide Squad. I thought the first 40 minutes of the movie was great. And then there were conflicting visions, and it just didn't turn out to be what we were all hoping for. It didn't feel like the movie we were hoping to make. So another added quote to release the Ayer Cut, that there's definitely different visions that were involved with that. We've already know about, Jeff Johns and what David Ayer wanted, and it's just, it didn't jive well. It didn't work out, and so we got the movie, the Suicide Squad, we wanted. We got. But I'm still hoping, and a lot of people are still hoping, even though Warner Bros. Said they're not going to do anything about the Ayer Cut, that maybe this whole new Discovery merger. Hopefully they read Mark Hughes' Forbes article and says, yeah, why don't we just throw in a few extra $1 million into making that Ayer Cut of the Suicide Squad. And this is part of the Sucker Punch conversation that we just had, where Netflix putting a few $1 million, or they could, I don't know, they could help fund Sucker Punch. How's this? Ayer is making Bright 2 and did Bright 1 over at Netflix. Maybe he could have that same relationship where he could ask Netflix to possibly fund the Ayer Cut. If the Ayer Cut is only going to take a few $1 million, right? $1 million. But to finish it up, maybe if Warner Bros. Didn't want to do it and the money's the issue, they could say, hey, oh, fine, we'll do it. But, Netflix got to pitch in and they have to buy, there's trademarks for these characters or something for like, I don't know what legalities over that. But if there's a possibility for that, that would be pretty awesome. And it could work out that way. I don't know if David Ayer thought of that or anything like that. It seemed like Zack Snyder thought of that because he talked about Netflix and Sucker Punch. Maybe that was some type of conversation. He was like, maybe it can happen. So, hey, if he's in touch with David Ayer, let's see if they can do that. That would be pretty cool. All right, since we were talking about Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot today, because Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, came out 4 years ago. It hasn't been 4 years. That's crazy. It changed my life. Thank you all so much for the love. I'm forever grateful for this amazing opportunity, and I promise we will always do everything to keep and tell Wonder Woman's story in the best way possible. Love and peace. Love and peace! It sounds like Trigun. Love and peace. But she put a clip here from the first Wonder Woman movie, and this is the ending of the first Wonder Woman movie, where she talks to Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, or at least emails him, and talks about, what she's going to do from now on, what she plans to do, right? And to be like pretty much like Wonder Woman forever. In fact, maybe Wonder Woman 3 should be called Wonder Woman Forever. But for me, when I first read this, I almost felt like this was a goodbye message at the first beginning. This came out 4 years ago. It changed my life. Thank you all so much for the love, and I'm forever grateful for this amazing opportunity. I promise we will always do everything to keep and tell Wonder Woman's story in the best way possible. And it almost feels like, okay, well, that part's like, wow, that's felt like a goodbye for, but then she went love and peace, and then she went hashtag Wonder Woman 3. I can't help but think, a part of this message was in the context was about her tweet about Israel and Palestine, right? That controversial tweet that, later on they didn't put any messages, and, there's still some hate towards Gal here in terms of that. So I'm wondering if this is her way of responding to that with that Wonder Woman sense in there, but actually, and putting the Wonder Woman 3 in there to, broaden that context a little bit. And that could have been the case. So, but I'm thinking in this message, and I could be totally wrong, and I'm very fine with that Wonder Woman 3 may be her last outing, may be her last time. This is the last time she's going to be Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman 3. Which is also amazing to hear that she's finally confirmed Wonder Woman 3, because when Toby Emmerich put out Wonder Woman 3 and announced it, Patty and Gal was nowhere to be seen. There are no quotes from them, nothing. They hinted at certain things, like winked and stuff like that, but I think there was still some negotiation still going on. But the fact that she did this to and put out Wonder Woman 3 could be in confirmation that she's indeed going to be in Wonder Woman 3. With or without Patty Jenkins, though. Patty Jenkins has not tweeted anything since February, and maybe that will change tomorrow. Maybe she would just come out and say Wonder Woman 3, which they had planned. I thought they were contracted to do Wonder Woman 3 anyway, but we'll see. They're obviously busy with Cleopatra and Patty's with the other Rogue One, whatever, not Rogue One, but that Rogue Squadron movie. So there's a lot on her plate, so maybe she didn't have time to tweet it out. But the fact that she's using Wonder Woman as her tweet here, and it could mean nothing because it's from Wonder Woman 40 years ago. I'm optimistic and hoping that this last Wonder Woman movie, and I don't know if it's the last Wonder Woman movie, I'm just thinking, but that this could utilize Zack Snyder. Like, call up Zack Snyder. This is just, and not just being a producer, but have him help you with the action. Please help with the action, because Wonder Woman 1984 does not even compare, can't even compare to the action extravaganza that was first Wonder Woman. That was epic. That was awesome action. And maybe if you don't want, Zack to like ghost direct the action there or something, but just allow his stunt team to get all those pointers in there to make that Wonder Woman 3 an action extravaganza. Now, understand, I think Wonder Woman 3 is going to actually be in Themyscira. because that's what they thought they were trying to do. I don't know if I don't think the Amazons series is happening. I don't know. I think Patty Jenkins kind of just took a step back from all of that right now, and maybe they'll announce it later. Who knows? But if Wonder Woman 3 is going to be in Themyscira, that would actually continue off from Zack Snyder's Justice League, because she's longing to find out if her family, if her mom and the rest of her sisters are still alive, because Steppenwolf was like, oh, they're all dead. I burnt it down. So, and Pat Jenkins said that, they don't consider Justice League canon, and so that would mean that Zack Snyder's Justice League is canon to her. So they would adopt that, which would be cool. I think that would be great. So hoping for the best for Wonder Woman 3, and still curious why Patty Jenkins hasn't said anything yet. Hasn't said a word about Wonder Woman 3. So, but I guess we'll see. This is still years down, right? I think in context-wise, I don't know. Maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 could come out first, then Wonder Woman 3. This could still be farther down the line. I don't know. So if it's her last movie, that would make sense. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But speaking of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I hope Gal is very much a part of in the sequels, this is coming from Naveen. Now, this is really about the first Justice League movie when it first came out, that they were planning to shoot the next ones back to back. But here's a quote from Zack Snyder.
How we would shoot the two movies if we were to do them back to back. Because if we were to do 2 additional films, of course, it'd be too expensive to have all the actors come and go. So we thought we would do it as a giant movie after this. That was the idea.
That was the idea then. So, but it could still be the idea now, because obviously it would still also be expensive and time consuming, and we would want him, right? We don't want him to do Justice League 2 and then wait a few years to do Justice League 3. No. Just shoot the whole thing. 2 and 3 back to back, and absolutely that's probably what he's going to do. Matrix style, Lord of the Rings, whatever that style, and The Hobbit. I think they did that the same, back to back as well. Even Avengers, I think, did back to back as well. So yeah, absolutely do that. That would make total sense. Will they do that? I don't know. We have to wait to see for the Warner Brothers Discovery merger and see what happens with that. New bosses, whatnot. Maybe that's when Zack would approach them again. Just like how he did with the last one. And we'll find out if that actually happens. But I want to say though, and this is just in context to the Sucker Punch story that I talked about and the Suicide Squad, that maybe just like the Joker situation, where Warner Brothers is thinking about money, and of course ego gets in the way, but maybe this Discovery thing, they're like, yeah, we'll do it, but look, Zack, it's going to cost a little bit. Maybe Zack can pull some strings with other companies, other distributors. I don't mean Netflix. I don't think Zack Snyder's... Hey, Zack Snyder's Justice League can come on Netflix. That'd be great. He's got total full, and we can watch it on streaming any time and day of the week. That'd be pretty awesome. Make it an episodic deal. That'd be cool. Obviously, they'll probably have to pay quite a bit of penny to use the IP there, but it's still a possibility. I'm not saying it's not. But the fact that Zack Snyder put that out for Sucker Punch, and yeah, granted that's his own IP in a way. Sucker Punch is, it is. And it's probably not as expensive as a DC IP. But if there was a way, I'm just saying, if there was a way that multiple entities, not just Netflix, but multiple entities, like maybe Chris Nolan's company or something like Syncopia, I don't know, Legendary, I don't know, just pitch in, just Legendary actually, because they're working with Netflix too. Pitch in for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Everybody pitches in. Warner Bros. Feels like, okay, we're not spending too much. We're not spending too much, so that's fine. Go here. Here you go. Here's a couple few bucks, and then the rest, helps pay for the rest of it, and then put it on a streaming service, either Warner Discovery's new streaming service or a Netflix. I don't know. So I think it could potentially happen that way. That's another route that Zack Snyder's Justice League could do that. Everybody chips in for that, just like how Joker was split among 2 other companies, and to pay for that. Obviously, this would be a little bit more money, but it's not I mean, I don't think it's out of the blue. It's not out of the blue. It's not out of a realm of the possibility that could be an option as well. And I'm sure Zack's thinking of that. I think to do it that way as well. So I'm hoping. I'm just crossing all fingers and toes that Warner Bros. Discovery says yes to the Snyderverse. Absolutely, we'll fund everything and we'll do it. We'll do it. Speaking of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Back on top, apparently, Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut returns to #1 on UK's official film chart. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, UHD, digital download, what have you. That's awesome. Congratulations to Zack Snyder's Justice League over in UK. My only question is, where is the US one? Where is the US Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, UHD? I have Man of Steel. I have 2 versions of BVS, one with the IMAX and the other one not. And, it's missing. There's missing that hole that's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. I need that steel book. I would love to get it. I almost, ask some of my, people in UK to can you send me some? I'll PayPal you. But I'm going to hold on. I'm going to wait because I want to see that US one. I want to see if the US one comes up. And potentially, actually will buy that one indeed. So when is that going to happen? I have no idea. I know there were certain people saying it was in this summer sometime, and I'm looking forward to that. So really looking out for that. So, but glad to hear that's #1 again on UK's official film chart. All right, let's get into the comments and questions now. As we end the show, the only content that matters, and those time codes right there. Warner Bros. Discovery, Black Adam, Snyder. Warner Bros. Discovery, that name sucks. No creativity. Hope that doesn't foreshadow their future products. Well, actions speak louder than words. I have hope that Discovery will change things for the better. I hope they do mend the fences. I hope they approach Ray Fisher and apologize and hold people accountable. I hope they then apologize to everyone else who has harmed but not publicly spoken. I hope they work with and get back at all the great talent. I hope they restore the Snyderverse. You know what? The first person that will tell you if that actually happened would be Ray Fisher. So I would imagine Ray Fisher would come out and says Discovery has come out and apologized, and then we can, oh, okay, that's great. The funny thing is, while Warner Bros. Discovery seems wordy and not too creative, it's worth noting that this isn't the first time 2 studios merged together and kept both names, 20th Century and Fox. I'm sure people thought calling the post-merger company 20th Century Fox was worthy and not too creative at the time. That said, could it kill Warner Bros. Discovery to add a WBD shaped like the classic Warner Bros. Logo? Maybe they're working on that. I think that was just a really, a concept of just saying the name. I think maybe later on they'll actually have a giant logo. Teth, can you smell what the I know where this is going. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think. Gotta ask, can the upcoming Arm of the Dead animated series really be called anime if it wasn't made in Japan and doesn't particularly invoke the look and feel of an anime like the Avatar shows do? I don't know the rules about that, but I guess, yeah, being in Japan, it should be called. But maybe he's just trying, I don't know. I know there's CG anime like Ultraman and things like that, so I don't know. Seth Rogen having anything to do with TMNT doesn't fill me with confidence after Green Hornet. Maybe it will be. Martial artists, stunt performers in pseudo practical suits a la later Iron Man appearances? I don't know. After Bay shit the bed on the 90s cartoon characters, I can't get excited for a new interpretation. Yeah, I mean, I even put that out. Like Green Hornet, but you know what? I want to see what it looks like. I mean, I want to definitely check it out when it comes out, a trailer or something. And hopefully this time, they go beyond, get further. They had Krang in the last one, but, I want to, just keep going forward with that. Keep going forward through the mythology and the comics and the TV series and stuff like that. Maybe the stuff that nightmares are made of. With the Warner Bros. Hook to Discovery, anyone who says there is nothing you can do with Superman, you are brainless. You have no imagination. Optimism is trust, but verified. Yeah. I mean, they should have been making multiple Superman movies by now. But are DC really going to make Black Adam so overpowered that he can beat Superman? No, Superman is the most powerful amongst them. Wonder Woman is resistant to magic also, so Black Adam would even have a hard time fighting against her. Yeah. Definitely, I mean, I'm just getting the feeling that Dwayne the Rock Johnson is gonna make Black Adam to be like a super powerful being that takes on anything, but I don't know. I'm just hoping Superman shows up. I'm cautiously optimistic for the Suicide Squad. Low-key just in it to see the interaction between Dasmalchian as Polka Dot Man and the rest of the crew. Hope the comedy is better balanced than in Guns Guardians Volume 2. Plus, I need to replace Studio Squad in my collection. Yeah. I didn't quite like Guns Guardian Volume 2 either. Aside from the part where Star-Lord found out that her mom was killed by Kurt Russell's character. So he really got pissed off. I love that scene. Yeah, let's see a true rated R Suicide Squad. See what comes up with that. I'm looking forward to the Suicide Squad. Certainly, am I excited for it? I don't know. And I haven't looked at the chart yet, but I'm wondering how much people feel about the Suicide Squad. Pretty sure China hates John Cena now, so I don't think the Suicide Squad will perform well in China. You got a point there. And they've made the Peacemaker series already, right? I've said for a long time that Warner Bros. Were being dumb for jumping the gun. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. I saw what you did for jumping the gun. I think Fast 9 still did well. I think, I haven't checked, but John Cena, yeah, a lot of people got mad that he apologized, and a lot of people got mad that he didn't apologize the way they wanted him to apologize. So it's kind of a sticky situation. Overdrive Files, certainly not. He's not excited for this Suicide Squad. If Snyderverse fans don't make a statement with their wants, Warner Bros. Has every reason to continue with the Monsterverse, so I'll give this a skip. Didn't watch Birds of Prey either. You know, not a lot of people watch Birds of Prey when it came out in theaters, so that's why I'm very curious how the Suicide Squad's going to perform. Just curious. Hey, Chris, my Memorial U.S. weekend was glorious. Glad yours was as well. Just came back from the closest Cinemark theater to me. Seeing Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, the 70 minutes round trip and rain was worth it. The big screen definitely enhanced the film. Yeah, it does. It does. Like, absolutely. If you can watch Army of the Dead in theaters, it's a big blockbuster action thrill ride for theaters. Chris, superb editorial about Toby Emmerich's poor decisions was point on. Well, thank you very much. Consequences for Toby. There should, and must be. Yeah. So hopefully Discovery saw that. Now, I don't know. Hopefully they know about that and do something about that in terms of Toby and getting Toby out of the office. So yeah, Toby must go. Yeah, Toby's gotta go. All right, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.